Okay. Um, my name is Morel Jarvis, and I'm an ex-pornography addict. Haha. No haha. But seriously, I've been wanting to do this testimonial for a minute, and um, just try to really place a heavy warning out there um, for people who are having a hard time getting away from the pornography addiction. Uh, it's not really tough to talk about, but it's tough to talk about because of where my addiction took me. It took me to a very deep and dark place, and I lost a lot behind it. My porn addiction wasn't directly connected to me getting a divorce, but it played a sizable um, part in my divorce. As I didn't know, porn. I didn't know the effects of porn on your partner or your spouse. And I know there's women addicted to porn too, and men are affected by their wives who watch porn as well. Some brothers, especially myself, we are sensitive to to the um, the indifference of energy given. So you can tell when somebody is kind of numb to you, and I was I was saved when I met somebody who was had a issue with it, and yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, I might leave that part alone, but yeah, brothers are affected by sisters who are uh, struggling with pornography too. But I want to speak from the men aspect, from the men portion, and I want to warn brothers. So try to get this done quickly. I have been exposed to porn since I was 7 years old. I got exposed to it by my father. I remember the night like it was yesterday, like vividly, man. My father was him and my mother weren't together, but I believe my mom had needed him to watch us. Maybe like it was like school was closed or whatever, and this might have been like a second when they was kicking it. But anyway, he was over at the house, and me and him had a good day, and I had to go to bed. So I went to bed. My sister went to bed, and I was excited to have my father over. He was there, and did like the little ninja creep out the room. I just want to go in the front room, creep up on my dad, scare him, right? So I make it around the kitchen, through the living room, and I'm hearing this noise on TV, but I have no idea what it is, whatever. It's not loud, it's faint, and I creep in, and I see my father. I make it to the living room, and I see him, and it was dark, and the TV was on, so, and the TV's on, everything else is kind of blurs out, but he was keen in on what he was watching, and I had went past him, made it past him, I wasn't no little kid, so he was into it, and I made it around behind the couch. And in my mind, I was going to jump up and say, got you, Dad. I scare him. And still I'm hearing it, but I'm paying it no mind. And then I go to jump up and say, I got you, Dad. And I looked at the TV to say, I got you, Dad. And I'm like, what the crap? And I'm like watching it, and I'm like compelled by it. And I still remember there was a blonde chick. It wasn't hardcore. It wasn't like Triple X. It was like showing my age. It was Channel 59 Playboy. And it was a white lady with blonde hair, and her breasts were out, and the white guy was making love to her, and she was just overly animated. How porn. And I'm just watching. I'm just like, and he tearing her up, and then my dad, he turned it. He watched. He turned. He like, and then he see me, and I look at him, he like, and I looked at him and I looked back at the TV like, and he didn't say nothing, you know. And I watched it, and I can't even remember, you know. I remember I woke up that morning on the floor behind the couch. He had a blanket over his lap, you know. And I noticed him, I noticed the blanket, and I went back to watch. I didn't know what he was doing, you know. But since that day, I was compelled. Like, I was drawn in. I mean, I knew the channel. I knew what time it switched over, because back then they wouldn't start playing Playboy like now you get it all day, porn, TV, whatever. But back then, I believe it was Cablevision, and that stuff didn't even come on until after like 10, 11 p.m. Like, it was tight. It was tightly regulated by the government back then, as far as the cable access wise. And man, every night I go to bed at 8:30. Everybody go to sleep. And I creep up, be like a ninja, creep in the front room. Turn that thing on, man. It was like watching Ninja Turtles or something, man. It had me. I remember, I want to say because of porn, maybe. I want to say the first time I actually masturbated to completion, I want to say I was like 8 or 9. No, I was just, and it wasn't like nobody showed me, you know. I seen the dudes. It was still 59. It wasn't graphic, so it wouldn't show the man's parts and it wouldn't show the female's parts. But it would like show like them, you know, having sex, but not like the actual intercourse. It would even show like the woman getting the man shooting the stuff on her, but it wouldn't show it coming out as, you know, his penis. Not to be too graphic, but like all of that stuff, everything that it didn't show, it just made my mind want it more, because I wanted to know what they wasn't showing. I wanted to know, like, what's this stuff on their face? What's this stuff, like, what is happening in between these scenes, you know? And like, I see them coming together, but I didn't see like the actual XXX part, and I didn't know XXX was available till like that following summer, when I found a VHS. You know, so for the older folks who know what the VHS is, it's a video, something. It's a black tape you put in the VCRs and you watch it, and that was XXX, and I saw everything. So I went from 7, watching channel 59, watching Playboy, to, you know, just maybe that summer, the following summer, I actually seen a magazine first, and they showed like graphic shots, but it was still, and I was like, whoa. And I seen shortly thereafter, I seen the VHS, man, and it was a monster. It was a monster, and it gripped me. And I was 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it changed the way I dealt with girls. It changed the way I looked at them. It changed the way, like, you know, it changed everything for me. At that age, you know, I didn't even desire a girlfriend, but, you know, I went from looking at their face to looking at their body parts. You know, I didn't go touching or, you know, doing that. A dry hump. Oh, yeah, I was a dry humpaholic. But it changed the way I talked to women. It changed the way I dealt with women, and not in a disrespectful manner, but I had an ulterior motive. No, I wanted to see their bodies, you know. I wanted to see what I saw in these videos. And I was raised in a house full of women, so I was still respectful, but man, my ulterior motive was there. Like, I was like a hunter. And I mean, I was a hunter. And the way God kind of worked against that, my mom had dated this guy, and his brother had HIV. And I didn't know it until one day we was driving, and I just seen how he was acting. I'm like, what's wrong with him? You know, we in the hood, so, you know, if you're in the hood, you know, you don't wear colors like purple pants and stuff like this. And his brother was gay. I'm like, what's going on? This dude got on purple pants, you know. About 10, 11 at this age. And he was just like real. His demeanor was really off. And We went to the park to play basketball. He had on purple pants and a black shirt. And we out there in like shorts and, tank tops. And we like, what's going on? We still, still playing ball, kicking it. And then like he was just hacking and coughing and just like in a bad spot. And I'm like, man. And then I'm riding the back seat and I overheard him talking. And like, and that's like when AIDS, like it was new. Like it was like fairly new. Like I remember seeing this old white dude on TV talk about it, and I'm like, oh, he got AIDS. And man, when I heard that, everything that I thought about sex and pornography, it started to scare me, because it was like, here it is. I've heard about this stuff, but here it is. Somebody right next to me in the car with me he has a death sentence, and it scared me. And that actually kept me a virgin probably another 4 years, because man, opportunities popped up after that. I mean, like when I was 11, 12, 13, girls was just fast. They was just trying to try. Like they didn't know what they was doing, but they was just like, hey, let's just try it. Take that, put that there, let's see what happens. For real. But God had scared me with that encounter, and I just didn't really want nothing to do with it. But shortly thereafter, porn. Once again, and this is like I'm 13, 14. I think I lost my virginity at 14. And I mean, that thing was like a monster. Like it was by that time I lost my virginity. This was hardcore porn. I mean, this was 4 years later. I mean, we had DVD. Man, it was graphic, man. That thing was strong, man. I mean, everything. So I seen what it was doing, what it was going, and age, none of that stuff mattered. None of it mattered. I did wear a condom with her. But man, I mean, like the first time I didn't know what I was doing. I told her, I was just veteran, man, gassing her up. And then the second time, she had told me like, you ain't know what you're doing, telling it, and hurt my feelings. So what did I do? I went and got my favorite porn, watched it. I mean, studied it, and I did everything they did in the video, and wore out. And I'm 14 years old, and it just and from when I was 7 and 10, it skewed the way I viewed women. And then at 14, I'm having sex, and it skewed the way that I have sexual encounters with women. Sex for me became a performance. So, and I can remember for years, even when I got caught having sex, when they caught me, they was like, it don't even sound like you was having fun. It sounded like you was in there like competing. And that's what I was. I was competing. I'm like, hey, did you come yet? Hey, I'm waiting for these noises, this squirting and stuff to happen. And I'm just performing. I wasn't even into it, like as far as the feel, it was like whatever. But I'm performing because the guys on the movies were performing. And it was just that. It was performing. It was performing, and I just wanted to perform. Like I genuinely loved the young lady, but I was performing. It was skewed, and that carried over all the way into my marriage. I mean, I knew what I wanted, but for the most part, I wanted to perform. I wanted to see her happy. I wanted her to react how these women reacted in these videos. I had this false sense of just how things are supposed to go in a bedroom. And I didn't get delivered from porn until I told you I was exposed to it at 7. I didn't get delivered from porn until I was 33. And I had a really dark place in my 20s with porn. The regular stuff didn't do it. I mean, like you had BJs, you had anal, you had doggy, you had all this stuff, giant things and little girl. Had all these different categories. Spankwire, Pornhub, XXX videos, XXNX.com. I knew I had them all. RedTube, I never paid for porn. I had it for free. Had it on my phone. That's another thing. Every time I had a device, every time like when these smart devices came out, the first thing I did with these things was one looking for porn on them. Every single one. Got my first flip phone. I just was looking for images of porn. To send it to my boys, stills, videos. Like they had like these little 5-second videos because the big videos were not yet. And then when the smartphones came out, flat screen TVs, I remember me and my wife got married, my ex-wife, and she had bought this. First time we had a big flat screen TV, it's a big 55-inch Samsung. Man, I couldn't wait for everybody to go to sleep so I can watch porn on it. Like, man, I can't wait. And I would tell her, like, I can't wait to see what porn look like on there. And she'd look at me like, I'm like, what? You know, because porn literally was like watching cartoons for me. I had watched it for so long, and I had been exposed to it for so long. My senses had become totally dull to it, and I was completely insensitive to my then wife and how that affected her. And it degraded her for some years because we had got together in 2000, and we divorced in 2017. We married in like 2011, and all that time I was into porn. I mean, it had gotten so bad. Now I don't want to, me being transparent, but I don't want to, hurt nobody else's feelings. But it had gotten so bad, porn had gotten such a grip on me that I used to watch it while I had intercourse. That's how bad of a grip it had on me. Like, I couldn't complete with just me and my wife. It had such a grip on me. It had such a grip on me that like, it was in my bedroom, man. It was bad. It was terrible. And how I got delivered from it was me and my then wife had some trouble, and I asked for a separation. God said no separation, no divorce, but I didn't know his voice. And I asked for a separation because we was having financial issues, another stupid thing. And then stuff had happened, and she wound up moving forward, and I lost my mind. And I ran to the church, and I'm like, this happened. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I was watching porn, and he's like, you was watching porn? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, that's bad. I'm like, what you mean? It's just porn. Like, I'm 33. He's like, what you mean? What I mean? Like, porn is bad. Like, that stuff degrades women. He was just telling me all of the bad things that it does to a woman, and I was exposing my then wife to it, and I was just like, I was blown back. I was blown away. Like, even now, even though I can just kind of talk about it freely, man, it still hurt. And it's hard to talk about it, honestly. And I went back, and I went telling her, I'm sorry, first off, I didn't know how to be a husband. And second off, I didn't protect you. Matter of fact, not only did I not protect you, but I exposed you. I brought the devil in the darn bedroom, into our bedroom. Man, I'm watching this while, like, she pleasing me or trying to please me, man. It was bad. And didn't know. She would say that she didn't like it, but it was like, you don't like a lot of stuff. Come on, you don't like, just being an old husband, And it was degrading her, and it hurt her real bad, and it played out in her actions as well. Just her moving forward after our divorce, and just you can see her she's hurting. And I try to tell her, and I could see like where I damaged her. I'm accountable for that. And it was really tough. It was some really dark moments. It was a really dark moment where I don't even want to name this film because this film was so horrible. But I had watched this movie. It was a movie from the UK. It was illegal over here in the States, but everybody was ranting and raving. It was Rover's Morning Glory. They ranting and raving about this stupid movie. So I wanted somehow I got a hold of it. I think I ordered it through Amazon. Man, this movie was horrible. This movie had dudes like date rape, then dudes having sex with women, and while he having sex with women, he killed her and still having sex with her and having sex with dead bodies. And I mean, it got worse. It got pedophilia in there. I mean, it was a horrible, horrible movie. I don't even want to say the name, but I know from the details, some people can know, they know what movie I'm talking about. And that movie was horrible. And I actually stopped watching porn for a while after I seen this movie. That's how bad it was. But after some time, it just comes crawling back, like you go to make love to your wife and she ain't feeling it. Porn was an option, and man, it was a horrible option, horrible. Just all glory to God. I'll be porn free. 3 years come this August of 2019, but man, it's hard fought. it's hard fought, and I have brothers, you know, they're struggling with it, man, and it's really tough. Like the thought of looking at it now, and it makes me want to throw up. You know, I got this tight bulge in my stomach, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I could still go back to it. You know, like trying to be celibate, and it's a struggle. You know, I done failed here, did good 10 months, failed there, 5 months, failed. And it's a struggle to stay celibate and stay abstaining from sex till marriage. And not saying that sex is better than porn, but man, that thing, man. Women, men, brothers, sisters, fast and pray. The only reason I got away from it because I'm praying to God to get my marriage back, and that was the one thing that God put on. He's like, man, this has got to go. And man, I mean, I was crying. You know, me and my wife are separated, and I'm like, I have sex pains, and it was tough, man. It was a tough monster to beat. And it was just, man, it was tough. I cried myself to sleep many a nights, just with sex pains, you know, just going through deprivation, sex deprivation, like going from having sex for 20 years to not having it at all, man. It was hard on me. It was hard on my body. And then to deny my body pleasure, you know, I could go sleep with a woman easily, and then even easier that I can please myself, man. It was tough, man. It was a hard fought battle, and I want to say maybe like I got saved that September. The last time I watched it was that August, and then came like that October, November. I just didn't. I had no taste for it, and then it was just vile to me. One of my guys at work watches it, and I had seen it either DVD or it on the TV. When I seen it, I turned away real quick, like, oh my goodness. It was like I was seeing something. It was like it was a knee-jerk reaction, and I've been like that ever since. Whenever I come close to it, I don't care if, you know, like even if it's a magazine, like even my Instagram, I stay off that Explorer page because there's some stuff on there. Oh Jesus, stay off that Explorer page. Seriously, your Facebook, any man, if woman try to friend me, and they, you know, and I'm not trying to, you know, condemn, but man, those provided the default pics, I gotta unfriend them. Sometimes I gotta block them, you know, and I can't be exposed to that stuff, man. And the devil be trying it. He be trying it. Like, it be these girls, like gorgeous women coming out of left field, right field. It's like, you want me? Get out of here. What you up to? And I mean, like, trying it though, man. In my DMs, man. And I mean, I be having to cut them quick, man, because it's tough, bro. Being absent, you got this gorgeous woman jumping in by day, and you gotta cut them. Like, you really can't entertain the conversation because, women are beautiful, man. And it's like, no, like, I can feel the lust. I can feel it. I can hear it in their conversation. And it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, I don't even have to ask. Like, they just want to give it up. And man, the conviction in your belly, it hits you. It's like somebody grab you, put their left hand on your back, and then with their right hand is coming, boom, like right in the gut, like, bah, like, boom. And it's like, it's hitting you. That's the Holy Spirit, like, man, cut this girl off. Cut her off right now, or you in trouble, Jack. And I'm serious, man. And I thank God for that conviction, because I got away by the skins of my teeth a few times. The time I didn't get away, that thing grabbed me for a minute, man. After being saved. This is after being saved. After the divorce was went through, and it's a single man out here got grabbed. Like, whew. Man, I got my butt kicked for a minute. God saved me from that, man. It's been a journey. But this porn thing, it's no easy, it's no magic button, it's no magic word, it's no overnight cure with this. Prayer, fasting, just seeking Jesus. Man, I went to sleep countless nights crying to Jesus, begging, pillows in between my legs, rocking back and forth. I mean, I'm literally just rocking, like, oh my goodness, Jesus. And I'm like, put me to sleep, Jesus. I gotta go to sleep, please, because I didn't want to touch myself. I didn't want to masturbate. I didn't want to watch porn, man. And it was tough, man. And those nights, I can't even tell you how many nights. I told you, like, August came, that October, November, man, it was like, okay. And I never looked back. I never looked back on that thing. That's how powerful it is. Some things, when you get free from them, you can't pick it back up. It might cost you your life, man. Porn, it wasn't primarily the reason for my divorce, but it played a part. And me searching for a new wife, I never entertained that. I pray to God I never entertained that thing, man. Porn is bad, man. It is really bad. For a man that's they want to get away from it, just keep trying. Keep trying, man. If you got to go from a smartphone to a flip phone, do that. You hear me? If you got to, man, if you got one computer in the house, put it in your wife's closet, or put it in your wife's room. If you got to downgrade to a laptop and you put the laptop in her work bag and she take it to work with you, got to cut off all complete access to it. Xboxes, man, you can get a hold of porn everywhere and anywhere. And man, cry, like literally cry, man, because you're denying your body something that you have been holding. It's married men. Porn is plaguing the church. It's plaguing the church, man. So many brothers, pastors, just good brothers that's on fire for the Lord, is really, man, struggling with this thing, man. I feel for them. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful that God delivered me from that thing. Just keep fighting. Keep fighting, fellas. Keep fighting, sisters. Like, deny yourself access of every turn. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Just keep praying, keep fasting, keep crying out to the Lord. When you worship, throw your hands up, yell to the Lord, man. He'll come through. Like, that was a lot. It was a lot of that was praise and worship too. I was in the front of the church just crying out to the Lord. Like, Lord, please, I don't want to touch myself. Lord, please take porn away from me. Just crying out to the Lord continuously, man. Man, it was just gone. Like, wow, it was just gone. But it was a fight. It was a fight. That's it. This went way more longer than I wanted to go. So pray, fast, praise, and worship. Praise and worship, man. You got to worship. You got to praise. Prayer, fast, praise, and worship. Yeah, that's it, man. Alcohol, I stay away from it. Definitely weed, stay aggressive if you can, because when you're not sober-minded, you're more susceptible. You're a lot more susceptible. I haven't had a drink since, like a hard drink, like liquor, since 2016. Yeah. And I had like a Mike's Hard Lemonade or a Cooler or something like that. But nah, man. It takes a change. It takes a hardcore change. It takes dedication. It takes, man, extreme obedience, radical faith. It's a fight. You gotta fight. This is a fight. Shaking porn is a fight. All right. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Keep fighting.